Hey, morning. So, wanted to show you a little project. Oh, happy Veterans Day. Today is Veterans Day. There it is. Post. And fence. And just a gate that I stole off the front. when we're reusing things. So, something we haven't really talked about, I figured I'd take a moment, is, okay, so that fence right there is a protection measure. And no, I'm not going to talk about the border wall. That's not what we're talking about. But we have a river over there, and something that we haven't talked about here on these videos is how Kelsey and I are pursuing fostering, becoming fostering parents. And so I thought I'd just talk about that real quick. It's a shame that we live in a world that this is something that's necessary, but it is the world we live in. The scriptures say, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." Every person has lied, cheated, stealed. Is that a word? Oh, hey. Everyone's stolen something at some point or said a lie. If you're just honest with yourself, you know that. But some transgressions are more serious than others, and one that I think is probably the most serious is harming children. As a matter of fact, I believe Jesus spoke about that. He said it'd be better for a millstone to be hung around your neck and thrown into the sea, something like that, than to harm a child. But it happens. And so Kelsey and I, not having children of our own, although we hope for that one day, I thought maybe we could stand in the gap. And so we got involved with the fostering system here in North Carolina. And it's a lengthy process. You have to go through a lot of training because you're not just usually getting an infant that you have to care for. And if you do, sometimes there's the results of drug and alcohol on that infant. So usually you're getting an older child, one who's lived in a bad environment, some kind of abuse, some kind of neglect. And so understanding how God made things in the developmental cycle of people helps you to help the child to cope with some of this. And so a lot of the training is focused on that, understanding the unbreakable bond, really, between a child and their birth parents. There's something there that's always there. It sticks there in most cases, and that's a difficult thing. So you'll hear of people who just had terrible parents, maybe very abusive, and yet they will continue to try to sometimes save that parent out of their situation that they put themselves in. And you'll see that, or dismiss abuse. So there's a lot of things to think about when you're foster parenting. And so you go through the training, background checks, make sure there's nothing that would make you unfit or your environment unfit. Inspections, hence the fence. We're not building a wall here, although we did put this fence up. People walking in, we had to block them out. Just wandering in on the resort. So it's funny, you got a sign that says private property or something, like people just, or do not enter. It's just people blow right past it. What is that? Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So that's what Kelsey and I, my battery's low. Are working on. Actually, we're done. Everything's finished. The inspection, the training, all the background checks, everything's done. We're actually waiting on a placement. So we don't know when that'll take place. We have no idea who or how long. Because here's the other thing about fostering that most people don't know, is fostering is taking a child out of a bad environment for their safety, and or maybe just out of necessity. Say the parents got thrown in jail. That happens more often than you think. And so the goal is actually to reunify the child with the parent. And so we're just going to try to provide a safe, loving home, a stable environment, try to, identify areas that in the development process, whether there might be behind in school or whatever, and try to focus on those things. And hope to actually help not only a child, but parents as well.